Hello. In the old world, stealing a car was an act of violence. It was smashed glass, twisted wires, and a screwdriver jammed into the ignition. It was brute. It wasn't pretty. But the brute force is obsolete. You don't need a crowbar to steal a car anymore. You just need a device that looks like your favorite handheld video game and $27,000. 60 seconds. This is the time it takes to make a luxury car disappear. This device didn't come from a back alley shed. It came from a legitimate business. For years, a company in Bulgaria called SOS Auto Keys sold a device known as SOS Key Tool. It looks innocent on paper. It's a diagnostic tool for registered locksmiths who need to help a customer who lost their keys. In reality, it's a skeleton key in the modern world. There's no background checks, no licenses required, just cash. The device functions as a localized powerful computer. It screams the data at the car's ECU. Think of the ECU as like the brains and the nervous system of a modern car. In the old days, cars were purely mechanical: muscle, cables, gears, and vacuums. Today, cars are basically giant computers on wheels. The ECU is the central processor that controls the show. To understand the $27,000 toy, you have to understand the illusion of modern security. When a thief walks up to your car, they don't attack it, they wake it up. The moment your hand touches the door handle, the car's proximity system activates. The vehicle sends out a digital ping, a highly encrypted challenge. It's actively searching the immediate area, asking into the darkness, "Are you my key?" In the old days, thieves used a relay attack. They needed two people and a pair of antennas to bounce the signal into your living room, hoping your actual keys were sitting on the hallway table. But the Game Boy operates alone. It intercepts the car's challenge, and then it does the math. Modern cars, they use rolling codes. Every time you lock or unlock your car, the password changes. It's supposed to be mathematically impossible to guess. But this device isn't guessing, it's calculating. The software inside contains the proprietary algorithms, stolen or reverse engineered from the car's manufacturer themselves. In fractions of a second, the emulator computes the exact cryptographic response. It whispers back to the car, "Yes, I am your key." The brain of the car accepts the lie. It disables the alarm, drops the immobilizer, and surrenders the vehicle. No broken glass, no hot wires, just a flawless mathematical conversation in the dead of night. The rain in West Yorkshire doesn't fall, it hangs. It's a fine mist that clings to the Victorian red brick like a second skin. The Leeds suburbs look bruised, a sprawling network of slate roofs and wet asphalt, glistening with the chemical sheen of oil. The air tastes like damp wool. A phantom limb of the city's industrial past that refuses to be gentrified away. It's It's quiet, but not peaceful. The silence is heavy, punctuated only by the distant rhythmic thrums of the tires on the M62, and the sudden sharp hiss of a bus braking on wet pavement. In the shadows of the driveways, the car sits silent and expensive. Their polished bonnets reflecting the fractured neon, waiting for a dormant signal that shouldn't exist. A shadow started moving through these streets. Mitsubishi Outlanders started rapidly vanishing in a matter of weeks. No alarms, no broken glass. The police were baffled. The device first appeared in the hands of Dylan Armour and his crew in West Yorkshire. They were the early adopters. You could say they were the beta testers. Dylan Armour wasn't a master hacker. He was just a standard car thief from Leeds who usually dealt in smashed windows and hot wiring. In the hacking world, they have a name for people like this: script kiddies, amateurs who use advanced tools written by others. He didn't write the code, he just paid for the device. Dylan Armour and his crew were motivated by profit and were operating as a highly efficient arm of an organized crime supply chain. They stole approximately 30 Mitsubishi Outlanders in a short period. The total value of the stolen vehicles was estimated over 700,000 pounds. That's over 880,000 US dollars. Most of these cars were never recovered. This indicates they were immediately sold to fences or stripped for expensive parts, or maybe even shipped abroad. They treated Grand Theft Auto like a game, literally. When the police raided the safe house, finding the device in a secret compartment in the Ford Galaxy. They also found videos on their phones. They were laughing. They were flexing on Snapchat.
And they just go. And she started, Moss. She started. Chilling.
Hubris has a price. In October 2021, Armour was sentenced to 30 months. The gang was dismantled. The police seized the device and patted themselves on the back, but they were celebrating too early because Leeds was just the tutorial level. London was dealing with a corporation. North London unfolds not as a city, but as a vast concrete circuit board of industrial indifference. It is a landscape of flat roof warehouses stitched together by the ceaseless arterial throb of the North Circular. The air here is heavy, tasting of diesel and the metallic tang of cold rain on galvanized steel. A granular haze that blurs the edges of the tower blocks in Edmonton and Enfield, turning them into a monolithic tombstone against a sky that never truly goes dark, but simmers in a permanent sickly amber of light pollution. On the ground, the scent is distinct and unaromatic, a mixture of wet concrete, burnt clutch plates, and the lingering fatty grease of late-night takeaways. It is a place built for logistics, not life. A great purgatory where white vans and anonymous sedans move with shark-like purpose through a labyrinth, and where the silence of the night feels less like peace and more like a held breath before the machinery grinds back into motion. While Leeds played games, a professional network in North London was building an empire, led by Alfie Brown and Andre Clark. This cell wasn't interested in joyrides. They were interested in export. In the criminal underworld, fame is a liability. Alfie Brown and Andre Clark understood this. For years, they maintained a low profile, likely grinding out a living in the low-margin world of standard car theft. They didn't have a reputation. They didn't have a name. They tried not to ruffle any feathers, but they had ambition. Eventually, they didn't just steal cars. They laundered them. They created a front company, ACC Motors. They forged logbooks and cloned license plates so perfectly that they sold the cars back to unsuspecting families. They were selling zombie cars. But efficiency breeds carelessness. The gang was arrogant from their success. They used the device and targeted a Volvo in Chigwell. The device worked, the doors opened, the engine started, and they sped off. Easy money, right? Another day on the job. But they forgot to check the back seat. There was a child inside. They weren't just carjackers anymore. They were kidnappers. In a panic, they dumped the car nearby. The child was unharmed but terrified. That mistake brought the full weight of the police down on them. The Metropolitan Police were not happy. It took 2 years of digital forensics to dismantle the London network. In September 2024, Brown and Clark were jailed for nearly 10 years combined. The total value of the stolen vehicles was around £2.7 million. That's around $3.4 million. The figure comes from the theft of approximately 60 high-value vehicles over a period of about 12 months. They used their front company, ACC Motors Ltd., to launder the money. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The police didn't stop the crime. They just stopped the players. The developers? They're still out there. Armour and Brown are in prison. The Game Boy is a known threat. But the criminal ecosystem evolves. When the manufacturers patched the wireless holes, the thieves stopped hacking. And they started performing surgery. This alternative way to hack a car is called the can injection, or the headlight hack. Enter Ian Tabor. He is a cybersecurity researcher. In 2022, he walked out to his driveway to find his Toyota RAV4 dismantled. The headlight was gone. The car wouldn't start. Why do I bother having a nice car? I know it's a first world problem, but can whoever it is just leave my freaking car alone? No lights on the way to work this morning, and even more gashes in the paintwork, and the molding has no clips anymore. Not happy. No gosh darn point in having a nice car these days. Came out early to find the front bumper and arch trim pulled off, and even worse, the headlight wiring plug has been yanked out. It definitely wasn't an accident. Curved side and massive screwdriver mark. Breaks in the clips, etc. Jerks. The police told him it was vandalism, but Tabor's intuition kicked in. He didn't buy it. He scoured the dark web forums. He found the device the thieves were using, and it was disguised as a simple Bluetooth speaker. Tabor continued digging, and he discovered a terrifying flaw. Modern cars have a central nervous system called the CAN bus. By plugging it into the headlight, the thieves were injecting a fake digital signal directly into the car's brain. The device whispers, "I am the key," and the car obeys. It's a digital Jedi mind trick. So why don't the authorities just arrest the people who make these Game Boy devices anyway, right? Because they operate in a legal gray area. They don't sell theft devices. They sell advanced locksmith diagnostic tools. Their website has a strict terms of service agreement, forcing buyers to tick a box, stating that they will not use the device for illegal purposes. By shifting the liability to the user, they operate much like the manufacturers of lock-picking guns. As long as they don't explicitly advertise steal a car on their website, they are technically a legitimate business under the law. For every device seized, the software is updated. For every thief jailed, a new version is shipped. The Game Boy gangs, they aren't gone. They're just waiting for the next patch. Do me a favor, hit the like button. And the next time you get in your car, remember to check the back seat. Stay safe and stay salty.